Hello and welcome. My name is Babs and this is my channel, Balance with Babs. Today's lymph flow yoga practice is a floor practice, but you can also do it in a chair. And we're going to focus on upper extremity lymph flow and also engage in a meditation called Satanama. So again, something comfy, and come and meet me on your mat. So we'll begin in just a nice comfortable seated position, and then just place your hands into your lap. This practice you can do on the earth with me, you can do it in a chair, on the edge of the couch, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And then feel free to just close your eyes as you start to relax the shoulders away from the ears. And just start to take a slow breath in through the nose. And then keep the mouth closed. We're just going to exhale all the air out through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And then with our hands down on our lap, we're going to inhale to spread the fingers wide so the fingertips come off of the leg. And then as you exhale, you're going to drop the thumb, index, middle, ring, and pinky down. So the full exhale glides the hand back down to the surface of the legs. So this is the finger lift and drop breathing exercise. So we're just slow and controlled, dropping it down. Inhale through the nose. This time exhale out of the mouth as you drop the fingers down. Breath in. And then slowly lower. Your own pace, your own rhythm. Inhale, you feel the expansion of the fingers, expansion of the lungs, the diaphragm sits down, belly opens. Then as you exhale, everything returns back to center, belly button comes in towards the spine. We'll take one more round like this. And then we'll place our hands together in heart center. And today's flow will be an upper body flow, but let's have an intention and focus on just grounding our physical body to where we are. With so many changes in our world, in our minds, let's just be here in our bodies. Allow this to be a sense of coming home, to a warm, safe home. Allow your practice to be something that nurtures you, holds you, fills you up, so that you can go about the rest of your day with a little bit more ease, a little bit more joy amongst the chaos that you feel around you. And let's start with a cleansing exercise just to remove some of that energy that might be already on you. So we're gonna take our hand to one shoulder, and then we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, sweep the hand down the arm so that you pull the fingertips, pull that energy and let it go. And then the other side, you're sweeping down the arm. Get that energy off the hand like you're rinsing it off. And then hand comes across the body on a diagonal, and then across the body the other way. So you can inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more time. This is like a cleansing, cleaning routine. That's your energy that you have inside of you is yours, and no other energy is going to stick to you any longer. And then hands into the lap and close your eyes and just notice if you feel any sense of change. To me, I feel a little bit cooler, a little bit lighter. No worries if you don't feel any different. Just sit with this. And then we'll begin manual lymph drainage. So we'll start at the chest, either one hand or both hands. And we'll start to make some circles. Just stimulating here our central flow, our major ducts. And then coming to the sides of the neck, stretching the skin down to the collarbones. And then over to the shoulders, circles at the shoulders as the elbows come up and down. And then one hand at the armpit, either hand at the head, down at the lap, or as you pump this armpit, start to move through the shoulder, massaging through the lymph nodes here, getting the shoulder to activate. And then staying here in this arm, we're going to do a little bit of pumping here at the shoulder, the bicep, and the tricep. Just a little bit of drawing that fluid towards the armpit. And then piano fingers, we're going to bring them to our sternum and just walk up and down. Waking up the lymph nodes here. And then coming to the other armpit, hand up or down, or nice circles. Starting to pump this area. And then giving the shoulder collectors, the vessels here, a little love. The bicep, the tricep. Following that through the armpit. And then we'll come to the inner elbow. And we'll start to make some circles here as we bend and extend. And then we'll start to just massage the forearm. So giving the forearm a little pump towards the arm, towards the inner elbow. So you're just starting to drain this area. The hand is nice and flat on the forearm, and you're just getting a little pump, pump, pump. Even gliding the hand down is going to help to stimulate. And then come to the top of the hand, and we're just going to create a little circular motion here at the top of the hand. And then take your fingers into the space in between the fingers, the web space, and you're just going to gently glide the fluid. So the way that the fluid drains in the hand is it drains from the palm through the fingers to the back of the hand, then comes up to the inner elbow, and then to the axillary or armpit, and then to the heart. So just, it might feel really nice too, just to work the fingers. And then you're gonna take your finger and cup the thumb, and you're just gonna create a little like ice cream cone around the thumb, and you just give it a little massage, and you can even do a little squeegeeing just from the tip down. And then go to the other finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. And then start to just bring the arm up, letting gravity help. Oh, hey, Benny. And then just drain that fluid down the arm. Give a little pump at the top of that hand. Maybe notice if you have any freedom in that hand and the tendons. And then pump back at the armpit here. And then we'll come to the other side, inner elbow here. We're gonna pump, pump as you bend and extend. And then working the forearm. So draining that fluid towards the cubital fossa, towards this inner elbow. You can kind of surround the forearm and do a little pump, 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 pump. And then come into the back of the hand for a little circle. And then use those fingertips of the opposite hand to go in between the web space and kind of draw that fluid towards the back of the hand. And then each finger surround it and just start to pump that fluid towards the base of the finger. And this is a very quick routine, but you can spend a lot of time here if you need to or want to. And then place the hand up, give a little pump, pump, pump as you just start to drain that fluid towards the armpit. This is just a way to wake up the lymph channels before our yoga, and then pump into the armpit here. Good. And then we'll place our hands down for a moment. Let's just roll our shoulders just to get the chest to open. We just moved a lot of fluid towards the chest. And then we'll come to the lower ribs. We'll create some nice circular pumps here, getting the lower half drain. And then the lower two quadrants. And then opening up the legs, doing the hip, pumping at the hip. And then behind the knees. And then back to the belly, spread the fingers wide, inhale, exhale, breath in. And out. One more time, breath in, maybe a little resistance. And out. Back to the chest, one or two hands. And then soften the hands down at the lap, close your eyes, take a breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. And then we're gonna come into a kneeling position, so coming onto your shins. And you can tuck the toes under or keep them out, arms by your sides. And then we're gonna, again, start to make some nice shoulder rolls here. Swimming the arms, and then soften the hands, glue the hands back into the sides. We'll drop the chin towards the chest, and then gentle neck circle. Slow breath in and out. And then reversing. Keeping the core stable, holding you up in this position. My center of gravity feels a little different today. The baby is pulling me forward. So a reminder for myself and all of you to keep that core engaged. And then we're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up, and then push the walls away as you come all the way down. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, push away. And then we're gonna imagine that we have a wonderful layer of protection. So this bubble of protection around us. So imagine that you're in this kind of snow globe, and this is your protective bubble. And we're going to take our left hand and we're going to start to paint the inside of this bubble. So as you do this, you're creating this protective layer, this protective sense around you to keep your energy to yourself. Keep your energy strong and not allow any energies that are unwanted to come into your beautiful space. Also a good exercise to get the full range of motion of this shoulder. So maybe you want to do some circular movements. Maybe you gaze behind you as you paint the lower half of the bubble. And then we'll go to the other side. So coming forward, out to the side. And you can be kind of willy-nilly with this. You can kind of paint all around, or you can be really methodical and do an up and down stroke. So see what feels better for your mind and body. Maybe close your eyes. What color are you painting inside this beautiful protective globe? Maybe that tells you a color that you need a little bit more strength in one of your chakras. And then look behind you, paint behind you. And then we'll slowly come back to center, coming into all fours, hands and knees. Tucking the toes under, let's shift forward and back. Getting a nice stretch through the toes, through the wrists. Breathing here. And then soften the hips towards the heels, hands to the thighs, sit up nice and tall. And then we're gonna roll the wrists out. Just find some nice movement. Then inhale, sweep the arms up. We're gonna release the left hand down. And then gentle side body bend. Taking some slow breaths here. Movement at the top wrist and the top fingers. And then release down, coming to the other side. Breathe in and then gentle side body bend. Moving the wrists and the fingers. And then lifting both arms up. And then exhale, hands come down through heart center, elbows glued into the side body, palms facing up. And then we'll inhale, open up through the chest. Exhale, the pinkies touch. Inhale, opening up, squeezing the shoulder blades. Exhale, touch. Breathe in to open. Exhale. And then reach the arms up. Imagine that rope is coming from the sky. We're gonna reach and pull as we lift. So we move back and forth between opening up the chest and then engaging the arms. So we wanna make room for that fluid as we open up the chest, and the arm now engages and propels the lymph fluid from the arm, filtering. And then soften back down. We'll come back onto our bottoms, placing our legs out in front of us. Put the soles of the feet together, hands to the shins. We're gonna inhale to pull our chest forward. Exhale to round and tuck the pelvis under. Inhale, opening. Exhale, coming back. Breathe in, reaching forward. Exhale. A few more like this. Getting nice chest expansion. And then exhale, you feel the core hug in. And then returning to center. We'll bring our legs out to the left side. If you're in the chair, you can just stay where you are, or you can start to open up the legs a little bit wider. And then inhale, reach the arms up, and then swivel your body towards that right thigh, and then gently bringing the arms down. You can stay right here as a gentle twist, or you can start to make your way all the way down onto a block or down onto forearms. And breathe into this left side body here. Getting some of those lymph channels to open. As you breathe, really feel the expansion. softening your face and your jaw. And then your next breath in, roll your body up, and we're gonna extend the left leg. Keep that right leg where it is, placing into the inner thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swivel the body over that long leg, and then we're gonna fall halfway down. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, we're gonna meet the leg. So if you're in the chair, just extend that left leg so the heel's on the ground. And then just allow yourself to melt over that long leg. You can keep the knee bent as much as you'd like. And just breathing here. And then reaching that right arm up to the sky. Stretch it up, gaze up at it, and then follow the thumb all the way so that it comes down to reach the earth. Point those left toes. Then you're gonna shift your weight over towards the right hip. Lift the right arm. You're gonna stretch that right arm up and over right into the plant. Stretching here, feeling a nice long line of energy. Breathe in here. And then exhale, slowly lowering down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands behind you. Interlace if you can. And then start to just open up through the chest. Flex the toes, breathe in. And then let it release. And then we're gonna switch. So we're gonna bring both legs over to the right side this time. Take your time arriving there. Some days the legs will feel looser than other days. Some days they'll feel really tight. Just kind of notice how you feel, and then we'll reach our arms up. Swivel our body towards the left, and then hands come down. You can just walk yourself down, or just stay up and just do a gentle twist. So if you're in a chair right now, you can just do a gentle twist. But if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, and going deeper isn't any better or worse. You just find a position where you can breathe and be. Where you can feel the expansion on the inhale, and you feel the calming effect on the exhale. And then we'll walk ourselves up, start to extend that right leg long so that the left foot is in the inner thigh. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bring your torso over that long leg, coming down halfway. Inhale, you're reaching all the way back up. And then exhale, you're coming down. The knee can be nice and bent, bringing that chest towards the knee. Flexing that left toe if you'd like. If you're in the chair, that right leg is just nice and long. The heel on the ground, toes pointed up, and just stay here. Check in with that left leg. Make sure that it's not creeping up too much. See if you can maybe even give a little downward pressure on that left thigh to kind of just ground it down. You'll feel a big stretch in that outer left hip. That's part of this, or can be part of this. Breathe in and out. And then reach that left arm up to the sky. Take a look at it. Wiggle the fingers, then bring that hand right beside that left hip. Point those right toes, and then shift the weight towards that left thigh and left shin as you lift that left arm up. So you're creating a nice ramp from the right leg all the way up to the right arm, stretching up, up, up. Breathe in here. And then exhale, lowering all the way down. We'll bring both legs back in together into a seated, into a cross-legged position. Hands to the knees. We're gonna work into a little circular movement. And then reversing that circle. Notice if the legs feel a little looser, if the arms and the chest feel a little bit more room. And then back to center, hands come forward, thumbs facing up. We'll inhale, reach the body open. Exhale, give yourself a little embrace. Inhale to open. Exhale, gentle embrace. One more time, inhale, opening. Exhale, hugging in. And then returning to sit up nice and tall. We'll draw the chin towards the chest. And then a gentle neck circle, stretching the skin here at our major drain. And then reversing the circle. And then coming into a still and relaxed position, maybe grabbing a blanket and wrapping yourself up in. You can lay down for this last portion of our class, or you can stay seated. We'll return to our intention of just grounding. So just give a little downward pressure on the legs, little squeeze for the legs, and then a little gentle squeeze for the arms. And then we'll begin our Satnama meditation. So we'll start first by saying the mantra in our mind. So you bring the thumb to the index and you say Sa. Ta is thumb to the middle. Na is thumb to the ring. Ma is thumb to the pinky. So Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. You can place your hands down on your lap like this or keep them up. And so we'll just do 5 rounds in our mind. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. And then we'll say 5 rounds out loud. Sa, ta, na, ma. 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 Then we'll whisper 5 rounds. And then 5 more rounds just silently in your mind. And then just soften the hands into the lap. Take a breath in. Let it release. Slow breath in and let it go. Breathe in and breathe out. And then place the hands at the shoulders. Give a little downward, gentle pressure to the shoulders. And then take these hands into a little bit of a tighter embrace, a little rock and roll side to side, just to Bring yourself more in touch with your heart. You're holding your heart right now. Keep your energy. You have strong, beautiful, kind energy that's clear and full of joy and happiness. Keep this. And then we'll inhale, reach our arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands come down through heart center, and we can bow to one another to share our gratitude for one another. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all very soon.